Hi students, here we are going to talk about quadrilaterals. So as we all know, any four-sided closed figure is known as a quadrilateral. Let us observe some examples. Aren't these quadrilaterals? Yes, they are, because all of these are four-sided closed figures. But let us learn how to classify these quadrilaterals. So quadrilaterals can be classified mainly into three categories, that is parallelogram, trapezium, and the third one is kite. But the question is, how do we classify them? So the classification is done mainly on the basis of number of pair of parallel sides. So let us take our first category, that is parallelogram. So if you observe this figure here, both the pair of opposite sides are parallel here. So we call it as a parallelogram. Now looking at the properties of a parallelogram, the opposite sides of this figure are equal, as you can see in the given figure. Also, opposite angles are equal. So this is our second property. And the third one is diagonals bisect each other. These are the properties of a parallelogram. Now let us consider a parallelogram, and we will modify this with respect to its angles. And we get another figure which we call a rectangle. So students, what is a rectangle? It is actually a parallelogram with all angles of 90 degree. If we talk about the properties, so the opposite sides of this rectangle are equal. Diagonals bisect each other. But what you need to see here is that the diagonals are of equal length. Now, again we will consider a parallelogram, and we will modify this parallelogram with respect to its sides, and we'll get another figure which we call a rhombus. So again, what is a rhombus? It is actually a parallelogram with all sides equal. Now again, looking to the properties, opposite angles are equal as it is a parallelogram. Diagonals bisect each other. And now what you need to see carefully is that the diagonals of this rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Here you can see in the given figure that the diagonals are perpendicular. Now let us learn a very interesting fact. We'll consider a rectangle, and we will also take a rhombus. Now we will modify this rectangle with respect to its sides, and we will modify this rhombus with respect to its angles. So we get a same figure which is known as a square. So square is a parallelogram with all angles and sides equal. Now looking at the properties, the diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals are equal, and also diagonals are perpendicular to each other, as you can see here in the figure given below. Now this was about our first category, that is parallelograms. Moving to our next category, that is trapezium. So students, what is a trapezium? As we said in the starting of the video that the classification of quadrilaterals is done on the basis of number of pair of parallel sides. So a quadrilateral with one pair of opposite sides parallel is a trapezium. And if you see another figure in which the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, so this type of figure is known as isosceles trapezium. Moving to our last category, that is kite. So what is a kite? A kite is a quadrilateral in which no pair of sides are parallel to each other, but it is a quadrilateral in which two disjoint pair of adjacent sides are equal, as you can see in the given figure. Also, one more thing which you need to learn about kite is about the diagonals of a kite. So as you can see, one of its diagonal is shorter and another one is longer. So the longer diagonal is the perpendicular bisector of the shorter diagonal. Now a quick recap of the video so far. Hope you liked it. Thank you.